Welcome back. Retail Therapy Podcast. My name's Will. Barrett Dudley. How we living?
Oh man, we're living pretty good. You know, just scrolling through this rundown. I'm kind of shocked at some of the things that people are doing to their beverages, but we'll get there.
I mean, we have a big week this week. Apologies for missing last week's episode. I left town at the last minute for a work obligation.
Yeah.
That was, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Sure.
But we don't like missing episodes for that reason, but we're apologizing right now, and I'll be better.
Well, when you get the opportunity to get yourself up to New York City, you gotta take advantage.
The work part of the trip, great. The retail therapy coded part of the trip, I got some steaming to do later.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I take it you did not get to go to the Bodie store on Hester Street to try on the new speedos that they dropped.
No, I mean, man, do you want to take?
Sure.
I think speedos could make a little comeback.
I
was watching Talented
Emily Adams Bodie Alja is saying so.
I was watching Talented Mr. Ripley, Ripley on Netflix, and you know he kind of low key was hitting that speedo, and I was like, I could see a world where this happens. Dudes, I mean, we went from dudes wearing like tech material golf polos to wearing lace shirts out.
Right.
I don't think the jump to a speedo is that out of the question for
Sure.
like some guys who want to be fashion forward on some stuff.
I mean, this could be you in Northern Michigan later this summer.
I mean, it's sweater speedo weather.
Sweater speedo weather.
Why are you wearing a sweater in the water, bud?
This is the like, you know, this is the final boss of shorts and hoodie weather, right?
I think so.
Like this is the you graduate to speedo sweater weather.
I don't hate the idea of a speedo. The maintenance that needs to go on in order to ensure that the speedo's under control is something that I just don't think I'm willing to do.
Here's what's crazy. You can cop yourself one of Bodie's new men's speedos for the low price of $210, which is a lot for this little high-waisted.
Ooh, that high waist would
banana hammock, but
that high waist would not look good on me. I need the low rise.
But okay, so that's $210 for the speedo. The women's bikini top, $400.
So something I've discovered after
just the top. That's
having
not even
a wife.
that's not even the whole the whole bikini.
I can't believe the tax
bikini
that women have to pay for their bikinis, man.
Yes.
Us guys are getting more fabric for far less than they're getting.
We really are, and that's very clear. Like that, I don't know. It feels like arbitrage or something, right? Like something doesn't smell right.
We have an issue with our lint trap in our dryer, and it will sometimes catch things and hook onto them and just totally ruin them. And I had to report back to Sally the other day that one of her favorite bikinis had been completely ruined by our dryer.
Oh no.
And when she told me how much it cost, I was just like, why? This is nothing. The materials going into this are hardly anything.
That's tough. That's tough. And I know you guys are parents already. The laundry thing gets complicated, and everything maybe just goes in hot water and heat dry at this point. But I do know from bikini washing experience myself that those babies are supposed to hang dry these days.
This is on me.
Yeah.
I don't do mixed loads of laundry often. I am a purist, and I will separate mine out because I just can't stomach having someone else ruin something that I like by not washing it correctly.
Yeah.
This was on me because there was a load put into the
Okay.
washer that contained probably clothing from 4 different people.
Right.
And I just was.
See, that's what
I was
I'm
in a
saying.
rush mode.
It gets complex with two kids in the mix. You know.
Well, it
Sometimes
gets
you just
complex
need
when
stuff
some people just
clean.
don't want to separate.
Right.
You know, what if we separated?
Are you watching Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV?
No.
Okay.
What should I be?
It's pretty retail therapy coded.
Okay.
It's it's TBD on whether it's a biting sarcasm or a love letter to living a lavish not upstate New York, a lavish outside of New York City and like the Connecticut suburbs lifestyle.
Okay.
But it stars John Hamm.
I'm a ham fan.
Right. And he's doing great work as a hedge fund guy that just got fired from his job and has to turn to a life of petty crime.
Love it.
So the conceit is good. But there's a lot of house porn. There's a lot of absolutely gorgeous properties.
Say no more.
Yeah.
I like John Hamm a lot.
Yeah.
I also have a lot of faith in Apple TV in general.
Yeah.
When it comes to their programming lately. Now, my rotation right now is not great. We just finished Hacks season 3, so we can start the newest season. We've got obviously Next Level Chef, which everyone's watching. It's the greatest cooking show of all time.
That's the Gordon Ramsay. The chefs are quite literally on
different levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have to say, spiciest season I've seen yet.
Okay, all right.
There are some characters who have really turned on each other, which is great. It's great television. I think it's manufactured a bit, but yeah. Then outside of that, we're not watching much right now. I've got a little opening. We started the rehearsal.
Okay.
I appreciate the rehearsal. I just don't know if I can do a whole season again.
I got Laura to watch, I think, one episode, the first episode of the first season, and it was a no from her. It was a hard pass.
The first episode of season 2 is outrageously funny, but also just I don't know if I can go down this
I finished
road.
season 1 and would like to watch season 2, but that's one that I'm going to have to find some me time to crush through. The reason that I asked about Your Friends and Neighbors is because there is a scene where there's the episode that I just watched kind of turns its focus and kind of tells a little bit of a backstory for one of the rich people's housekeepers.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of goes through a little, there's a montage of her day. And at one point she is in their laundry room, which is basically the size of my house. And it has 2 of each. It's 2 washers and 2 dryers.
Man, that would be awesome.
And it's all perfect. And she's doing the laundry. And of course, my immediate thought was oh, well, I couldn't let her do my laundry.
No, dude,
I would be in this $12 million house with
a
laundry room that is, absurd. And I'd be like, no, I'll do it. Don't worry. I'll do it.
I told my mom at a very young age, I'll do my own. I'll handle it. I know what I want. I'm too particular about it. I don't trust anybody. I don't even like dropping stuff at the dry cleaners. I'm like, what if they ruin this? I don't like this being out here. You pick something up that these people don't know about lace shirts right now. They're putting them on hangers.
You drop something off at the dry cleaners. You are rolling the dice every single time.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't know. You never know. There's a non-zero chance that whatever you handed them is coming back ruined. Sucks.
Can we come back to the something gets ruined thing in a second here?
Yeah.
Because I have a note on that, but it's going to apply to something I'm about to talk about. Before we get to that, though, guess what? Mother's Day is coming up.
Sure
I'm a big fan of moms everywhere, man. I love my mom. I love the mother of my children. Just a big fan. And the number one thing your mom wants for you is to call her in this Mother's Day. You can give her a call, of course, and give her a Aura digital picture frame. My parents love theirs. I wish I had the capacity in their home to send them another one. They'd probably love it. They'd probably find a place for it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with these Aura frames, they're phenomenal. I have one in my kitchen. I love it. It pairs the photos perfectly together. And it was also named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter, famously of the New York Times family.
I concur with Wirecutter.
It's also been featured in 495 gift guides last year.
Wow.
I love them putting together the analytics of that.
You think they included ours in that list?
You know?
Did they count ours? Did they see ours?
I don't know. The gift guide, our gift guide has turned into the most popular episode of the year somehow. And so maybe it is.
Probably got counted.
Yeah.
You have to think.
These things are great. It's so easy to upload everything to the app. You can even upload it to multiple frames. Nothing makes my mom smile like when I put a bunch of photos of my kids on that for her. It's just the best. So next time you need to call your mom, you can also send her a new pic of you from that trip that you're telling her all about right from your phone. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's the one that I got.
Yeah.
That's auraframes.com, promo code RETAILPOD. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply. Let's talk New York.
Yeah.
I went up to New York last week. I flew in Thursday, flew out Friday morning. quick trip.
Quick turn.
On behalf of our good friends over at Heineken. If you're a Circling Back or Wash Media fan, you know that Dylan kind of did a Heineken trip over in Amsterdam. I got the New York nod. Had to say yes. Got in. I have good news for you, Barrett.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you can get an Uber at JFK, and you don't have to take a bus to the Uber spot like 40 minutes away.
Okay.
Which is a great thing.
That's good.
They didn't have any choppers available, so I figured I wouldn't helicopter
No Uber
in.
choppers.
Yeah, no Uber choppers.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an option,
right?
But obviously nothing. They set me up at the Bowery Hotel. If you're not familiar, I've talked about it before. Elite hotel bar scene in there. Just one of my favorite hotels ever. And I decided to do some shopping.
Dave saw. Who did Dave see? Dave saw a few celebs at the Bowery hotel.
He saw Game of Thrones guy.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm trying to think of.
He saw
Randy. What's that guy's name?
He saw the woman from The Boys.
Fabian something. Fabian.
Sir Kristen Cole.
Yes.
Addison Rae.
Fabian Frankel. That's who he saw.
Addison Rae was staying there while we were there. She is a huge fan of that hotel. She loves it there.
Okay. All right.
It's a good hotel.
Did you rub any elbows with any of the glitterati?
No,
while there.
So I do think I walked past Aaron Levine on the street.
Okay.
Which you're the only person that I can text and talk about that with. I'm almost positive it was him. There's a lot of guys that can have that look to them.
Yes.
Like that would be kind of stealing his swag, but I'm almost positive it was him, and he was in New York at the time.
He's got a pretty specific look. Yeah.
My only concern was his height. He was shorter than I imagined, which I don't know if that is correct.
Okay.
So that's what threw me. Well, we had talked about the Noah store, how they just redid the store. So that was my first stop. And so I walked from the hotel just down to that little Soho area.
Yeah.
Got in the thick. And went in the Noah store. Did some window shopping. I didn't want to make any purchases on this trip, as I didn't think going on a business trip, like just going on a shopping spree, was probably the move. And so I decided to abstain. The Noah store is cool. It's not it's not as big of a departure from the original store as I thought it would be when I walked in.
Right.
I do think the photos did it like a lot of services when it comes to that. But it's still a good store, and it was nice to touch a bunch of products that I had been really liking.
Is it literally just like down the street from the old spot?
Maybe I just went into the old spot that's still open?
No.
Okay.
There's no way. Did you recognize some of the fixtures from the photos?
Yeah, but it wasn't as fixture-y. I feel like they put stuff in there and took it out. Or they just dressed it down with fewer clothes for the photos, and it just looked more filled out and stuff. It was still really nice.
Yeah.
And I will say that all the products in there, I did want to go spend time trying everything on, but I knew that would be a slippery slope as well.
Yeah. Now you texted me, you said that there was some stuff that you confirmed as on your, adds to your list basically.
Yeah, but
wood cops. Is that accurate?
Okay. The cotton cardigan sweater that we discussed.
Yeah.
That's a green light.
Okay. All right.
Any of the footwear that we discussed, green light. It's all really well done. And I talked to the guy about it for a while.
Okay.
Let me see what else I felt and enjoyed. They've got some pleated shorts that I thought were very nice, that even though I'd have to get them hemmed. Everything was nice.
Yeah.
You had mentioned the Poplin beach pant.
Yes.
And I had texted you. They are thin. So you just have to know that.
Yeah.
They're going to be the thinnest pants you own.
Yeah. You scared me off of them, TBH.
I wasn't trying to talk you into them by saying they were thin. I just wanted you to know that if you buy them, they're going to come in and you're going to be like, oh yeah, these are like pajama pants almost.
Yeah, I think that would have been a little disappointing. I think that would have been a little disappointing for the price.
Yeah.
I had them carded up. Mm-hmm. They sent me a 15% coupon, just as a market. I got a little
come on, buddy.
Yeah. And I was very, very tempted, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't quite do it.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Well, I have bad news. Got out of the car yesterday, walked inside my house. I looked down at my new Noah loafers that I got, my new boat shoes.
I don't like where this is going.
I had ripped the leather lace that keeps the beads on accidentally. And it was just hanging out there.
Oh, no.
I was just like, no, what do I do here? The good news... The good news, no beads were lost during this. They somehow stayed on.
Wow.
So I got to take him to the shoe hospital, get him repaired.
Okay.
I love these. I truly love these shoes.
Yeah,
And so it's devastating for this to happen right now because all I want to do is wear them right now.
I'm happy to hear that the bead integrity was solid though,
I think it was my issue because I was really carrying a bunch of stuff in the house and just kind of falling all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a very easy fix for a shoe hospital, but it's not the type of thing that I would like. If I sent it to them, they'd be like, "Well, that's your fault." Like, I don't think it's a flaw of the shoe. I think I got it hooked on something and
it just snapped it.
It snapped it broke the part that was sewn onto the shoe off of it. And so I don't think it's a big deal, but like I cannot get these things repaired fast enough.
Yeah.
After that, I decided to go take a little walk. When I walked by to the Noah store, I looked over at the Aimé Leon Dore store and there was no line. And I thought, okay, Thursday afternoon, maybe the early shoppers all got in line early in the day and got their shopping done.
Before a drop, like Friday was going to be a drop there. So it's like maybe this was kind of a dead period, you thought?
I walk up, I'm a single, and I go to the door and the guy says, "Oh man, it's going to be about a 40-minute wait." And I look and I'm like, what? There's no line. He shows me his phone. He's like, "You got to scan this QR code and get on the list." And I was just, no, man, I can't do it. Like I have the time.
Yeah.
But there's just something I just don't want to, I don't want to linger right now just to get in this store and not buy anything.
Right.
And it kind of pissed me off. Like thinking that you can just walk straight in and then being told like, nah, man, it's going to be 40 minutes. And I wanted to look at the guy and be like, come on, man, I'm just a single. I'm going to keep to myself. I'm going to be really quick. Just let me in. But I walked off, and the more I thought about it, the more I thought, I hate this system. I don't like it. And this is like a block down, you have the Stussy store that has a line that's wrapped to the end of the store.
Right.
And I started thinking, what's better?
What is better?
I think you got to wait in line. And I can't believe I'm saying this because I hate waiting in line. I'm not a big line guy, but I think you at least know where you stand. I was deflated when I thought that I could walk right in and I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about first-time customers walking up and thinking they can walk right in and being turned away and being like, "Oh no, I got to wait like an hour."
Yeah, look, you're not alone in this. There are constant Reddit threads on the ALD sub that with people complaining about like about the store, basically.
Yeah,
about the experience of the store, about the line system, about the whole thing. For me, I like, especially if I am there to shop. Right. And like you were kind of like on a mix of both. You didn't have a ton of time. You only had the one day. I get it. But at least they're like, hey, we're going to let you know when it's time to come, go get a coffee, hang out in the other shops.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Like, at least you don't have to just sit there in line.
Not
actually knowing how fast the line is going to move.
Now that I know, I will go and just put our name on the thing first.
And then go to
the Noah store and then go do that. But like, I was like saving it for my walk back because it would just be easier to go do that.
Right.
And I also think that a line, as terrible as they are a marketing tool that will get more people in the store.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they need more people in their store clearly, but I do think that a business is served pretty well when you see there's a giant line. Like, if you see a giant line at a bakery that you've never heard of before, you're like, damn. Those croissants must hit.
Have you seen the SNL sketch about the waiting in the lines in New York? Like that's what you do in New York is you wait in lines.
You just wait in lines.
Yeah.
I have not seen this one actually.
I'll send it to you.
I have weirdly skipped all the Baby Girl episodes of SNL. I skipped Paul Mescal. I skipped a Lordy, but I did watch Chalamet.
Okay. All right. Yeah. This was Mikey Madison episode.
Okay.
Which overall was a pretty subpar one.
I think I turned it off.
But this was a pretty decent like little digital sketch. Yeah. Pre-record.
The Stussy store I didn't go in. I wasn't planning on going in because we had already kind of talked. Like I don't think that it's worth waiting in a line to go into a store where I can see everything online and purchase a lot of stuff online.
Let me ask you this. If you'd walked up to ALD and saw a line of 25 people, let's say, were you going to get in line?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I was. If I saw a line of 10 people, I would have gotten in line.
Yeah.
But I just didn't feel like I had the option of waiting around to not shop and not buy anything and just window shop, or I had the option of going back and sneak in an hour nap before going to the Heineken event.
Yeah.
And I decided to do the nap instead.
Hard to blame you for that one.
I only stopped in one other store, and I texted it to you. Do you remember the name of that store that I went
Standard and Strange, I think.
Yeah, had you heard of that or been there?
I've not been there, but I've heard of it. Yes.
I just walked by, and they had really good window displays, so I decided to pop in, and they had really cool stuff. I mean, they had brands that I had heard of before, and then they had a lot of brands that were just escaping me.
The window that you sent me, it sort of kind of is giving the Stag Canoe Club vibe, right?
Yeah.
Looks like some Japanese, some Americana.
A lot of Japanese Americana stuff in there, like a ton. And that was cool, but everything in there was just like a lot of long sleeves, baggy pants. Like I'm not in that shopping mode.
Yeah.
Ended up going to the Heineken event, Bleecker Street Bar. Had some fish and chips at the Wren across the street.
Okay.
I had to do some fish and chips research while I was up in New York. Went to the Heineken event at Bleecker Street Bar. I bricked my fit. It was unseasonably warm up in New York.
Okay.
When I see that it's going to be like a low of 63 in Austin, I bring a jacket.
Yeah, that's some chilly weather right there.
It was like humid in 63 there. It was just sweaty and gross, man. And I did brick it a little bit, but it was fine. I wasn't getting photographed or anything like that, so I was just kind of hanging out.
What's the rundown? Can you break down the fit?
I just wore a pair of slacks,
okay,
a gray t-shirt, and then I had a gray sweater on that ALD sweater that both you and I have.
Yeah.
I'd tried on a million different things, and I didn't like any of them for some reason. It was one of those times where you're in the hotel room, and it's like, I thought I packed everything that I could possibly want, and I hate it all right now. And so I was just like, all right, I'm just going to go in.
Okay.
I'm going to go in basic. Fun event.
Yeah.
Fun event. I love Heineken, like just as a beer. I don't drink it all the time, but I do like a Heineken every once in a while.
It's kind of it's in the mix there with like your Peroni and your Stella. It's like an OG lager.
Yeah.
That will hit.
Yeah.
When you least expect it.
Yes.
A cold Heineken is a pleasure.
Yes. It was a hilarious party.
Yeah.
You had everyone there. It was like invite only. I didn't really know this whole scope of what was going to happen at the party just because it was so last minute for me. And it was great. Like we had Joe Jonas performing his new song.
Okay.
Had dude with sign.
Okay.
Hanging out with the sign.
Did he have a sign?
He had a sign.
Did he hold it the whole time?
No.
What did his sign say?
Meet me at the bar or something like that. He had a few signs.
Okay.
There's some other people there that like, it's funny being at an event like that because there are people there that you're like, okay, they're here because they work with this company or were invited. And then there's the people there that you're like, that guy probably has 4 million Instagram followers because like he is just a character. And like there were people there that I had not even seen before.
Yeah.
But it was a fun party. I mean, they were essentially just throwing a big bash with a couple live songs, and they did some filming for the music video, and it was fun.
Did Joe Jonas tell you how big of a fan of the podcast he was?
Man, I didn't talk to him.
No.
I wasn't intimidated, but like everyone was trying to talk to him. He was talking to the Heineken CEO and stuff like that. And so it's just kind of one of those things where it was like, could I go up and say hello? Probably. What would I say to Joe Jonas? Like, he doesn't care about me. I don't really listen to his music that much, but I appreciate his career.
Watch me connect the dots here, Will.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
In the sketch that I mentioned, the pre-recorded about the lines in New York City, it was the Mikey Madison episode, which featured Morgan Wallen as the musical guest, which I'm sure you heard the controversy with
when he walked off.
With Morgan Wallen. He clearly didn't want to be there at all the whole time. Walks off the stage. He had also turned down the opportunity to be in the New York Line music video, like the pre-record. You know how the musical guests will pop up in those, whether it's like Charlie XCX or whoever. It's like a fun time. It's a good bit. Well, he wouldn't do it. So it's Joe Jonas.
That's great.
That steps in to do the bit.
Okay.
That would have been your intro. You could have talked to him about the waiting in lines in NYC.
See,
this is why you got to keep up.
This is why I don't skip. I don't skip SNL episodes that often.
Yeah.
The only reason I skipped the Baby Girl episodes was because I was like, no, I'm saving this one, and then I just never got. Then like another one came out, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna watch
if you miss that's why I have to watch like very quickly. Like I always try to watch on like Saturday, like on Sunday or Monday, or if I'd miss it on Saturday night. Cause like, yeah, once you let it go, it's like, it's hard. You can't get it back.
No,
they go off into the ether.
I mean, I think Morgan Wallen walked off because he got bullied by like Bo and Yang, which is a hilarious dynamic in my mind. Like, I love the idea of Bo and Yang just being like, I'm not talking to you. You're an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Really weird that he wouldn't even like do the like, why did he accept the invite to be on SNL? If he didn't want to do it. Like really.
Yeah.
He like wanted his cake and wanted to have his cake and eat it too, didn't he?
Do you get paid for appearances on SNL, or is that just
That's actually a good question. I don't think you do. I don't think you get paid money.
Yeah.
I think the exposure and the promotion for your whatever is the base.
I would and
I'm sure they put you up and all that, but like, and maybe deal with your rider, whatnot, but I don't think you get paid.
Well, at the end of the Heineken event, I learned a lot of things. One, Joe Jonas is shorter than I thought he would be. Short king.
Yeah, the Jonas Bros, the Joe Bros are short kings. Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Another thing.
What was the Joe Jonas fit?
Leather jacket. I don't know how he wore that leather jacket. I was dripping in I had to apologize to the Heineken people. Like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm sweating bullets right now.
You reach a certain point of celebrity. Like, I'd say once you get into like the B minus list, maybe even the C plus list, where something happens to your body temperature and you're able to wear jackets no matter the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And old people too.
Yeah.
Like old dudes will just like be wearing sweaters in 90-degree heat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you don't have anything keeping you warm anymore.
Yeah.
You're just skin and bones, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just, I love old rich dudes walking around in like Florida wearing a giant pleated pants and a sweater. And I'm like, sweater. Dude, I'm sweating in my golf clothes right now.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, celebs can just they'll throw on leather jackets, 90-degree heat, doesn't matter.
Yeah, he mogged.
He
mogged. Certified.
What's the new track sound like? Is it country? Is it a little country ditty?
It was
country
fine.
ditty?
It was good.
Okay.
I don't know the name of it, but like they played it twice.
It's a pop banger.
So the point of the event was to promote, I think partially to promote that, but it was a part of their whole thing called Socials Off Socials. That's just encouraging people to go out and have a beer with their friends and not have a phone around and stuff like that. So they did one performance where you could have your phone out just because like people were excited to see Joe Jonas. Whatever. And then they were like, all right, phones away. Yeah. Please don't have your phone out. And so that was fine. Ended up getting a nightcap and passing out in the hotel bed and going. You can't stay at the Bowery Hotel without getting a nightcap.
Yeah. What was your nightcap of choice?
I got my Gibson of the year.
Okay.
Gibson of the year. I have to say, you'd be stretched to find better hotel bars in the United States.
I agree.
Than the Bowery Hotel bar.
Yeah.
I was hoping to see someone famous, but then I realized that like even the two famous people that Dave saw when we were there, I wouldn't have recognized either of them as being famous because I didn't watch any of the shows they were in.
It's Fabian Frankel, and who was the other one?
Starlight. Starlight.
That's right.
I was going to call her Sunshine.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. She was nice. That's when Dave sat down at her table.
Technically, Sunshine is Starlight.
Facts.
Is that right?
Whoa!
I mean, think about it. The sun's a star.
Big star, dude.
You're right. Yeah.
Shit, dude.
Well, and it was Starlight where that Dave saw. Now this is a bad segue. I'm killing this one. Never mind.
No, come on. Do the segue that never happened. I need to know now.
Oh man, I was just looking for a little way, hotel bar, people getting drinks, celebs. Maybe it was Starlight that was sitting there with a little Sauv B with some frozen jalapeno slices in it.
It's possible. So a few years ago, I felt like the biggest dumbass on earth. Not even a few years ago. This was probably 8 or 9 years ago. When I moved down to Austin, I had started getting frozen margaritas with jalapenos in them, and these are great. I'd never seen that before because I guess that's not a thing in Northern Michigan. But stupidly, I didn't consider the fact that it was probably a thing in New York City as well, where they're a little more advanced. And I told my friend, I was like, yeah, have you heard this thing? People are putting jalapenos in drinks. And she looked at me and she goes, yeah, people have been doing that for years. I was like, oh, cool. Tinks, noted influencer, DJ, author, podcaster, whatever.
Renaissance woman.
She really started leaning into putting jalapenos in rosé.
Okay.
which my wife tried one time and I've not seen her try it again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she hated it, but she wasn't into it. And now people are just putting jalapenos in pretty much anything, including just white wine.
Yeah.
Wine enthusiast wrote a column, said, we tried jalapeno Sauvignon Blanc, so you don't have to. And I think I'm out on jalapenos in any drink at this point.
Any drink, including like a margarita?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You don't want a spicy marg?
I don't think I do.
No? Okay.
I don't think I do. I've decided that what I like about a margarita is the quenching, like, feeling of having that sip.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I start sweating because I'm drinking like a glass of something that has jalapeno seeds in it, I begin to like get really warm. It's like it's not even a heat that I enjoy. Like, it's not like it warms me up. It is such a deep heat that I begin to like just feel balmy and gross.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I need to, I don't like, people craft these wines, man.
Right.
Like they're working their ass off to get the right taste.
Like that's what this makes me think about is like, you don't have to spend a lot on a Sauvignon Blanc, but you can. And so if you're going to chop a bunch of jalapenos and drop them in your wine, then like, I feel like you need to be buying a $9 bottle of Sauv B, right? Like this, I don't know. Like this is just giving me kind of Yellowtail Franzia vibes. I don't know. The weird thing about TikTok and about all these drink things, right, is that 10, 15 years ago, this would have just been like a quirk that your weird friend does.
Yeah.
But now they get to make a TikTok about it, and like suddenly other people are trying it, and these like weird, terrible ideas like go semi or macro viral. And then and here we are on a podcast covering people chopping up jalapenos and putting them in their white wine.
They're freezing them.
Like
they're saying you should freeze them after you chop them up.
I feel like this is objectively a bad idea, but
they say
somebody out there put jalapenos in their white wine and posted it online, and here we are.
The person that they had do this did not like it at first. She was not happy with the seeds in it.
I don't want seeds in my white wine.
But it said, after Berta had a moment to calm down, she began to wrap her brain around the idea's potential. It really depends on what kind of Sauv you're going to get, she said, noting that a French one might potentially be too flinty and acidic to mesh with the bracing jalapeno. New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, which often has passion fruit and bell pepper aromas, made a bit more sense to her. She said, I think the Basque region Tacolina, white or rosé, could work because of the bell pepper notes. If you're going to do something, make it really work. I don't think I can establish the difference between Sauvignon Blancs at this point in my life well enough. I've learned during the last time I did a blind taste test for wine, I failed miserably outside of the one that I copied from my wife's notepad. And so I just don't know if it's going to make much of a difference for me, but I'm not doing this.
Yeah. I think that I could distinguish between a French and a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, but I could also be very wrong. But yeah, I don't know. If you want jalapenos in your cocktail, just make something with tequila. You know?
Yeah, like I don't even want like an infused tequila that's had like jalapenos sitting in it and stuff like that. Like I just don't need the spice. I need the quenching. I need my thirst to be quenched, and I need it to make me feel refreshed. I don't want to pound a glass of water next to my cocktail because the cocktail's too spicy.
So you're going to stick to the Gator wine then?
What's Gator wine?
You don't remember that from like 2 months ago? It's Gatorade and wine.
Oh, okay. You want to have a conversation about mixing Gatorade with stuff? I did something wild yesterday on the golf course.
Okay.
It's called the Gator Tail.
Okay. Is that cocaine?
I didn't do cocaine. I didn't do cocaine on the golf course. We took a glass, we filled it with ice, we poured a beer in it, and topped it off with Powerade.
Okay.
And it's called a Gator Tail.
All right.
We did it.
You said beer over ice with Gatorade, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All
and
right.
I was a little hesitant, but I was like, you know what, guys drink weird shit on the golf course all the time.
Right,
I can have one of these. I I would do it again, but we used a Mexican beer, not a light beer. The Mexican beer was like too malty and it gave it too much flavor.
Yeah.
With a light beer, I think it would be a really good golf course drink.
Yeah.
But we simply had too much of the beer flavor was not getting beaten down by the Gatorade enough.
I feel like if you do like an orange Gatorade or Powerade and a light beer, you're sort of in like beer mosa territory, right? Which is,
Exactly. We did lemon lime, and I also heard that a lot of people do purple.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe there's something there. I forgot about Gator wine.
When I assembled the drink, plopping in just 4 thin slices of jalapeno, I was struck immediately by the fresh and earthy pepper aromas, which were very pleasant. Upon first sip, I was surprised by just how much heat had already infused throughout. Even though the slices had only been soaking for a few seconds, the spicy marg lover in me enjoyed the sensation. I don't know, Will. Maybe this is something for the spicy marg folks out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm going to pass.
I'm going to pass as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass as well. Before we get to our next topic, let's hear from our friends over at Shopify. If you've bought something from me, you've probably bought it from Shopify. We use Shopify to power all the sites around here at Wash Media. So whether you've placed an order with Wash Media, with the Retail Therapy Podcast or Sunday Scaries, just know that is being fulfilled and everything by Shopify. I love Shopify. It makes it easy to do pretty much everything. Don't need to know how to code or do anything. They have templates. They have, all the plugins you could ever imagine to make your life easy. From setting up the website to setting up products to making the website look good, all the way down to just customers buying things and fulfilling the orders. They make it so easy to do everything. You can use Shop Pay at checkout. There's just a million different reasons to use Shopify. They've got the best converting cart in the biz. And if you're someone who's trying to sell something, I will tell you what, you don't want to lose people at the cart phase. There's a reason that they track those analytics. It's ugly out there for some people. Not Shopify users, though. They're higher by a wide margin, but it's time for you to upgrade your business and get the same checkout that we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/scaries, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/scaries to upgrade your selling today. Again, shopify.com/scaries. How are your plants doing, Barrett?
Well, I've got one plant, and it does great because for whatever reason, it's a low maintenance little fella, and we water it once every few weeks, and we do the trick where you fill up a glass bowl, and then you pop the plant in its planter. You just put it in the glass bowl, and it like drinks it up from the bottom.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
And that seems to work. And we've been keeping this. It's a pothos, by the way.
Okay.
And we've been keeping it alive for several years now. It's the only plant that we have managed to keep alive for an extended period of time.
Brother, my indoor plants are non-existent right now. I'm just getting killed. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Before I moved down to Austin, I spent a couple months dog sitting and house sitting for my friend's parents who had gone on a long retirement trip.
Mm-hmm.
And she asked if I was capable of taking care of the plants. And I looked at her and I said, I'm absolutely not capable of these plants. Like, I can say yes, but that's not a genuine answer.
Yeah.
And I'm going to feel really bad when I kill your really nice looking plants everywhere. And now apparently we have plant nannies who will come do it for you. They're saying that plants are the new pets.
Right. I'm going to push back on that one pretty hard. But yeah, a plant nanny. I mean, this makes sense. This is obviously something that is not easy for the layperson to achieve. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you kind of, like we've talked about, you got to have a green thumb to get your plants looking right,
like
and feeling right.
As a plant daddy myself, it's also, you need to remember what plant needs to be watered when, and like, because they're so fit. Like this one needs more light than this one. This one you should let completely dry out. Like the pothos, you're supposed to completely let dry out. Where this one likes to always be in moist soil. It's you have to constantly remember what you do.
It's torturous to go through just to figure it all out.
We use a service when we go on vacation called Trusted House Sitter, trustedhousesitter.com. And somebody comes and stays in your home to look after your home and your pets, right? And yeah, there's always there's a lot of people very clearly have plants that you have to take care of as well, right? And so that'll be on some people's lists. It's like, oh, you gotta you got to take care of the plants. And then when you interview these people to come stay with you, they always ask about plants too. And I'm always like, nah, you don't got to worry about anything. No plants here. No plants here, buddy. But yeah, this is like, look at these homes. Sometimes
I get it, dude.
You're taken care of quite a bit. Like Randy's saying here, this is, this can be even more to remember than a pet's feeding schedule.
Well, they say a new crop of caretakers will spritz, polish, and prune your houseplants and even send photos while you're away. People invest time and money into these living things, so it makes sense to care about them, said Brandon Barnett, the founder of Nerdy Plant Co. in Atlanta, a full-service firm that offers design, care, and troubleshooting for plant collections. A lot of these plants that these people are probably taking care of cost more than what it would cost to have someone come in and make sure that they're alive.
Right.
I've been traveling for work more, and something that does kill me a little bit when I leave is knowing that I don't think the garden is going to get tended to while I'm gone. So I really need to hope for rain. And I've just always since we've moved, I've taken on all the gardening responsibilities, and Sally has not. So she's not coded to do that. We have different responsibilities around the house.
Sure.
The garden is not something she cares about. And so I'm always just like, man, my rose bush is going to get killed while I'm gone. It's just going to get scorched by the sun. No one's going to water it. And now I kind of get why people would do this, especially for indoor plants that can just like wither away.
Right. So what do you got going in the garden right now?
Man, I've got some Texas sage that just won't budge.
Yeah.
Bought some last year because I was told it will just absolutely sprout and grow into these large bushes that'll take up space. And my buddies that he's sending me photos monthly, and his are just popping. His are growing at a fast rate, too fast for him.
Yeah.
Me? No, these things are just sad. It's a sad state of affairs.
God, this is my experience every time I try to plant something.
It's infuriating. Yeah. It's infuriating. And like, I have this weed growing in my garden that looks like ivy. Oh. No, not actual weed. That'd be cool. It looks like ivy. And I know that I should get rid of it, but I'm also kind of like, what if this grows up the side of the house and it like looks super sick in like a year?
True.
Is my landlord going to be annoyed that I'm just letting plants grow on the house? Maybe.
Friend of the pod, Phil Battaglia. He's a plant daddy.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, he's good with the plants. He keeps a lot of indoor and outdoor plants alive somehow, some way. I'd like more plants. I mean, I've killed enough fiddle leaf figs in my life that I just don't know if I could ever buy a real one. I've never even messed with a fiddle leaf fig.
We had them in the store that I used to work in Michigan, and I straight up told them, like, I shouldn't be the one. Don't put me in charge. I'm not good at this.
Randy, what's your prized plant?
Yeah.
Oh.
What are you grabbing if there's a fire?
And what am I grabbing? I got a snake plant in my bedroom right now that just is so low maintenance. So that's like the easiest one. It's in a good pot. But I would say my like prize plant right now is what I've spent the most money on and still is working is I have those pothos that are on like a half wall behind my TV that like I have like draped as the backdrop to the TV.
That's nice.
And that's been a 2-year battle of making sure that thing stays alive and replacing the trails and figuring out new stuff and watering. And so hopefully those continue to look good.
You're nanning that plant.
I am.
Yeah.
I probably need to actually water it soon here.
See, the snake plant, they always say that's the easiest one. That's the most low maintenance. I killed a snake plant in 2 weeks. I don't know how.
Did you water it?
I can't remember.
Because you're supposed to like water it once a month.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Flourish Plant?
No.
They are a company out of Austin. I had her on Sunday Scaries a long time ago, a few years ago. And it's just plant food. And it's I
recognize this.
It's very legit. Yeah. It's very legit. It works. It rehabs things. It's a very good product.
Okay.
And Kate, I think she's co-founder, not standalone founder, is great, and they are just grinding, getting this in stores, and people have been loving it. They've got some big stores they're in. I mean, they're in Whole Foods, they're in everything.
Yeah, but I recognize the package. I recognize the logo.
It's definitely like she's got a science brain to her. So like this isn't just some bullshit thing. Like I was very impressed. I need to re-up on mine if I'm being honest. So it's time.
Should we keep talking homes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was an article that I came across from The Atlantic recently that struck a chord with me because it's something I think about often. The headline here is "Why Rich People Don't Cover Their Windows. An unexpected status symbol has become a fixture of high-end homes." So I'll start with like a bit of an anecdote, and that's that like we live in a house that was built in like the late 60s, pretty small, and its windows are old school. A lot of them are kind of like high up on the house. There's no floor to ceilings. There's not a ton of natural light in this house. Mm-hmm. And I have like when we've talked about like renovations or additions or anything really like to make the house nicer, this is always like one of the very first things that I think about, because when you think about houses that you're in that you love, whether they're small little bungalows or really lavish like big mansions, like one of the things that I always notice is just how much glass there is, mm-hmm. right? Like big, open, spacious windows. That's like a hallmark of like every home that I like, basically.
Yeah.
And we actually just extended 2 of the windows on the back of our house, one in our bedroom and one in the room that will be our nursery, so that they, like for safety reasons, basically so that they meet egress. But just bringing those 2 windows, like extending them by a foot, has made such a massive difference in those rooms because there's so much more light pouring in. Like it's just like, and the room feels bigger, it feels classier, it feels just bigger and better. And so this, I pulled this article because it's something that I've been noticing too, which is that at fancy houses these days, not only big windows but very few window coverings as well. You know, a lot of like examples where you're just able to seemingly like look into the house. What are people doing for window covers out there?
I don't know. We have like in our house we have drapes in some rooms that need to be dark, but in other rooms we just have these like folding blinds that like go up and down. I like them, but they're not good looking.
You just kind of pull them, right? And then you push them back up.
Yeah. Functionally, they're great.
This is called a Roman shade.
A Roman shade.
And I just installed 2 of them on a couple of windows at our house as well. We got rid of blinds. We got rid of all of our blinds.
Yeah.
And we've replaced a couple of and on a couple of those windows we just installed a Roman shade. They're nice. They're very functional.
Yeah.
And I feel like from the inside, like they look better than blinds.
I enjoy drawing them at night and like putting them all down in our living room and just getting a little cozy. Like it is nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like covering windows often, but like living in a city like Austin, you also live so close to people that you feel like you kind of have people on top of you and you don't want them looking in.
Yeah.
Do rich people just not care? They're like, I'm rich. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's kind of like it's almost like they want you to look in a way, I feel like.
Like, hey, look at me balling out.
Like, look at my shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's there's something like,
is it so big? Are their houses so big that like they're chilling in spots where you can't even see them in the house? So they're like, well, why do I need to cover the windows? They're not going to see me in here.
I feel like that's part of it. And you make a good point too, right? That once you're in like bigger neighborhoods with more palatial estates, right? It's like you need less privacy. And so a lot of these massive, massive windows, like they don't even have a covering.
Yeah.
It's just part of the house
what drives me crazy is when like people will build a house and then not like put like shutters or something on the outside just to like fill out the exterior.
Yeah.
I'm the type that like needs that kind of thing for some reason. And I don't know. Windows on a house are something that like can just make the entire house or completely make it horrible.
Yes.
I was driving by a house the other day that was just a massive, massive house. The person clearly has millions upon millions of dollars. And all the windows were these small little windows that went across the top. And it was like, it made the house look like, instead of making the house look like this like beautiful baller mansion, it made it look like a compound where they were like having prisoners in there that can like see a little slit of a window.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't get why you would spend this much money on a house just to be enclosed in these giant walls all the time.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make a ton of sense to me.
But yeah, I think if you're talking window coverings that work in a high-end home, I think drapes is probably the number one, right?
Yeah.
Drapes feels like the fanciest option.
Like, I can say this. We got a free night at a hotel in Lake Como because they like Sunday Scaries. And I was like, I will absolutely, like, I would like to take photos here anyway, even if I'm not staying here, if I can come by. And they're like, no, sleep over. And like the first thing that I noticed when I walked into the hotel room, which was shockingly nice, was just that they had the nicest drapes I'd ever seen. When I went to go shut them at night, like they were so heavy. Like I wanted a jacket made out of them, they were so nice. And it's hard to spend money on something like that. It's like, I don't want to spend money on this giant piece of fabric that's just going to be scrunched up most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to skew more like ornate and kind of English countryside when it comes to like my interiors at this point.
Okay.
And have that kind of vibe with patterns and things like that. But we rent our house, so I don't want to make any big decisions.
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But like when I do actually get to take something and make it my own, that's the direction I want to go in. And I do want to have like nice drapes in the rooms that I'm spending a lot of time in, just because it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Well, the last time that I talked about home stuff, namely lights, I had some folks reach out with some options, some ideas, even an interior designer. So hit us up about windows. Tell us what's happening in the world of window treatments.
Yeah. My brother-in-law just started his window company.
Oh yeah,
mm-hmm.
Installing windows.
Yeah, big old windows.
Okay,
big boy windows. He knows a lot about windows.
I mean, yeah.
It's pretty interesting to talk to him about it because I don't know anything about windows. Well, he knows the mechanics behind everything.
Well, you're more a Mac guy.
That's terrible.
Oh, gotcha.
God, Randy's over 4 in the office today. No, I'm just kidding. A good window's a good window, man. I don't have good windows in my place right now. I have good windows in terms of natural light coming in.
Yeah.
We don't have good windows in terms of just how they look. Like Wait, it's an old house.
Who did you say is doing windows?
My brother-in-law Drew.
He just started. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called Bain Windows.
He's doing a window company.
Yeah.
He's got to get those windows plumb. You know about plumbing windows? You got to get them plumb.
Well, his company is the leading manufacturer of high-quality aluminum windows and doors, specializing in minimalist sliding systems that blend sleek design with superior performance.
Okay.
It's like when you go to when you see like a vacation house and the people just slide open like everything out to the pool and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like I think that's the kind. It's baller windows.
Okay.
It's baller windows.
Sounds sick.
Yeah, I mean, I could never get into that.
Maybe he'll give you the hookup. Little friends and family discount.
Man, I don't think he's going to. I have a question.
Yeah.
In this week's segment of, are we doing this? Are we doing airport lounge engagements, Barrett?
Yeah, I mean, looks like we are.
I had a devastating moment in the airport lounge at JFK the other day. I got to the airport way too early because going to JFK stresses me out. Yeah, I'd rather just get in a car and get there early and hang out. Absolutely starving, had a headache, that nightcap didn't treat me great, and decided to go to the airport lounge so I could grub up before the flight and get a ginger ale. Well, I went and got a ginger ale, sat down to eat my barbecue chicken, and took one sip of my ginger ale that I thought would cure everything, and the soda machine was malfunctioning and had no actual syrup in it, and so I was just drinking really fizzy soda water.
Great.
Devastating. Well, shortly thereafter, the New York Times wrote up an article called "They Found Love in an Airport Lounge." It says, for some people, the calmer, semi-exclusive spaces away from deadening realities of modern air travel have become a prime place to find romance. And they're kind of centering this piece around 2 guys who got engaged at, I think, LaGuardia's Terminal B.
Wow.
And
it's just like Rihanna. They really found love in a hopeless place.
They did. Yeah. I'm kind of split on airport lounges. I don't want to be in an airport long enough where I need a lounge, but I also like having the option if I need to do it. The only reason I get into the Delta lounge is because I have an Amex.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I get in. Like, I don't have status with any airlines. I'm bad at that.
Yeah. I think for me, this comes down to domestic versus international travel.
Yeah. I get it.
With international travel, when you're kind of expected to be at the airport earlier, having access to the lounges, especially if they're good ones, is really, really nice and very calming and part of the experience.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Domestically, I am trying to cut it as close as humanly possible.
Correct.
and spend as little time in the airport as I can, as I can get away with.
Walk up as they call my boarding room.
Yeah. So so when I'm, flying to Denver, like I do not have a need for the airport lounge.
It's also annoying with a family because one American Express card gets you in. Like I got one for Sally exclusively so that she could get into the lounge. I just added her to my account.
Right.
Then I've got my 4-year-old and I'm paying like $45 to get my 4-year. I was just like, never mind. I'm not going in. I'm not.
You don't get to bring your.
We could bring our youngest son. We could not bring our 3-year-old in without paying for him. And I was just like, guys, I'm not doing that. He's gonna eat a bag of chips here. Like, I'm sorry. This is unnecessary.
Yeah, that's insane. That's wild, man. Yeah.
If like I don't understand how people can find romance in an airport lounge, because all I do in those things is like get as much free stuff as possible, put my head down and leave.
You really got to be carving out time to go to these lounges, right?
Are there lounge people though? Like, are there people that show up hours early for flights exclusively to go to a lounge?
That is what this sounds like. Here's the byline or the subline here. For some people, the calmer semi-exclusive spaces away from the deadening realities of modern air travel have become a prime place to find romance.
I don't think that
I'm sure you've been in a lounge, one of these lounges before, and you've seen the person that is like they are there to get their money's worth. Mm-hmm. They are like at 4 plates from the from the buffet,
desserts.
They're
putting like the food that's not hot like in their backpack.
In their bag, yes. They'll grab like some sodas and some bottles of water. They'll shove those in the bag. Mm-hmm. Then maybe like a couple of the alcoholic beverages.
They're taking the random magazines that have absolutely like no one's ever heard of these magazines before, but they look nice and luxurious.
Yeah, I feel like,
and they're free, so fuck it.
You're describing me. I don't have access to a lounge, but I would definitely be that.
No, dude. The other day I was walking out the other day and I saw this music magazine and I was like, oh sweet, I picked it up and I felt like such a dick because 2 seconds later I threw it away. I was like, I don't want this. I'm not reading this random airport magazine.
You're like not a newspaper person, but you're definitely grabbing a copy of the Wall Street Journal while you're there.
I don't even know what the words mean in the headlines, but I'm just like, I don't know. It seems like something a businessman would do.
So yes, I definitely think that there are people that are like, I'm hitting this motherfucking lounge.
I mean, okay, you make a good point about the international. That's totally right. When Sally and I had a layover after her brother's wedding, we had a layover in London and we went straight to the lounge because I was starving. I ate the world's biggest full English breakfast. No one's ever eaten more full English than me. They were calling it the fuller English breakfast when I was done with it. But like, it was great to go in and just have free food in an airport. Like, I don't like going and paying the upcharge. Is it upcharge at airports and restaurants because of just the inconvenience of getting stuff out there and stuff?
I think that's a huge part of it, is the logistics. But also, much like at a sports game, they've got a captive audience, and so they can bend you over a barrel and get away with it.
Did you see the viral reel about the Austin airport recently?
I don't think so. I don't think I did.
Oh, it was quite damning. They pretty much said that the entire Austin airport feels like a stomp, clap, hey song. And they did a really good job editing it because I was like, yeah, this video does make it look like that. And then I went to the comments and everybody was saying, Austin, worst airport ever. The tacos suck. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, I didn't realize people were this down on Austin. And then the comments just when it started going, not at the airport, just at Austin. They're like, no, the entire city's like that. And I'm like, can we not get portrayed as a stomp, clap, hey city?
I feel like the Austin airport is polarizing though, because a lot of people really like it too. And I think for me, I think it's a pretty good one.
I'm fine with it.
It's definitely it's nowhere near big enough for the city anymore.
Correct.
But
we're about to get about 6 years of construction to make sure that it is.
Correct. But otherwise, like I feel like it's a pretty good airport. And they do have a taco deli there.
One girl's complaining. She's like, I ordered sausage and I got like links in it. And I'm like, yeah, you went to the barbecue one. You didn't go to like a taco place. You went to a barbecue place that has breakfast tacos. This is on you, lady.
The that Delta Lounge at the Austin airport, I think did it just have to close up? It might be gone.
I don't know.
But that was a nice one. It was a good one.
So they had the Chase Lounge at the Austin airport.
Yeah.
That was an outdoor patio space.
Right.
Now, Chase got out of that deal.
Yeah, that's
and
open.
people were pissed because they were dedicating this nice outdoor space to a Chase lounge rather than just letting people do it. But apparently part of the reason no one ever wanted to go out there was because you're in Austin, Texas.
So it's 90
scorching
degrees.
hot while sitting on a runway. Like, it doesn't sound like something I would do. It's also in the worst possible place. It's at the far end of the airport. And so nobody even wants to go down there.
Yeah.
I don't seek out lounges unless I have a huge amount of time.
Right.
Even if I have a huge amount of time, I usually will just, if I stumble upon one, I'm like, oh yeah, we can go in there. I'm not like going to a certain part of the airport to go do it.
Well, some people are just they're really taking advantage, Will. They're taking tequila shots with people that they meet there, and then they're begging flight attendants to switch their seat so that they can sit next to that person that they met. They're just having their own little rom-coms here, you know?
I feel like they're forcing it.
More tequila shots followed over the course of the 6-hour flight. The pair still talk daily.
I think these people came up with this plan in their head, this beautiful meet cute scenario, and they're just forcing the issue by being in an airport lounge.
I mean, an airport meet cute is that's high up on the list, right?
Yeah.
You know, of stories that you want to tell, that you want to be able to tell. So
I think there's just I have a negativity surrounding this for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they tried to charge me $40 for my kid.
There has always been something magical about an airport love story. Airports are lawless, said Natalie Stocklet, 32, a writer and designer based in Mexico City, who once had a flirtation with a man she met in the Iberia Lounge at the Madrid airport. You can have a cocktail at 8 a.m., wear compression socks with no shame, and delusionally stare at the departures board, convincing yourself that you could change your flight and start a new life in Paris. Anything goes.
Okay. Some people have much different views of airports than I do.
She's watched Emily in Paris one too many times. That's what's happening.
I want to know how much of a flirtation this was with her Spanish man. I still think it might be made up.
Her lounge fling fizzled out, but at least she still has, quote, a good airport story.
It didn't sound that good. I got no good details.
One guy might have flirted with her.
Yeah. I as little time as I can spend in an airport as possible, please.
Yeah.
Do they have? Okay. This person asking, can we have a designated singles lounge at an airport? If you're single and going to the singles lounge at an airport, like
Hey, there is no hornier place than an airport when you're young.
Why?
You never seen these videos? There's always the unspoken sexual tension between you and someone of the opposite gender that's around your age.
Randy,
well, okay.
Have you ever Randy? You're a young single man. Have you ever had now this is when we're talking about airports and airplanes, this was the thing that you always wanted to happen, is for the person that you're seeing out, you know, in the waiting area
to sit right next
to you. That ever happened to you?
No, and if it did, I don't even know what I would do. Like,
you got to shoot your shot. You have to shoot your shot.
But you have to shoot it towards the end, because what if you shoot it early and then you're awkwardly sitting
No,
next
you got to shoot it early. You got to shoot it early.
I also don't want to talk to anyone on the plane too. Like, I am just so in my own zone that airport, like, that's probably the quietest I ever am in my whole life.
Randy, if the cute girl sits down next to you on the airplane, though, you have to throw this out the window and you have to go for it. It won't be awkward.
I'm not throwing anything out the window on a plane. What are you talking about?
You start making a little conversation.
You're right.
And then if it doesn't go anywhere, fine. Then you put you know, if she puts her AirPods in, then you know it's over. You know it didn't, you know, it wasn't meant to be. But maybe the next thing you know, you're ripping tequila shots with her.
And then she's walking down the aisle to me, you know? Maybe.
Yeah. Here we go. Quote, romanticizing airports, thinking I will casually find my future travel-loving husband at one TikTok user wrote. Waiting mysteriously in the Emirates lounge, waiting for my future husband to sweep me off my feet as I live in my own movie. Another user captioned her clip.
I'm really happy these people can live in their own movies. Like, good. Maybe I've just been, you know, turned into a curmudgeon, but like, I can't romanticize airports anymore. I hate them. Did you you talking about the airport thing that you just talked about? Like, I remember being like a little kid and going on vacation for spring break with my parents, going to a hotel and like seeing another family there with similar age kids and being like, oh, that could be my girlfriend. Like that daughter that's my age, like I'm in love with her. And then never speaking a word to her the entire time. It was just like, nope, just hoping that you come over to me and say hi. And it's just like, no, I fell in love with like a girl once every spring break.
Yeah.
It's tough out there.
Yeah.
It's tough out there.
We would fall in love with the lifties when we would go skiing.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I will say at when I was, drinking my non-ginger ale, I did hear something that made me really happy. I heard a big clink, 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 and I was like, "What's going on back there?" And this woman came out. She was an employee of the Delta Lounge, and she had a birthday. She had a small piece of cake with a candle in it, and I think they had seen on someone's when they checked in that it was their birthday, and this Delta employee walked out with the cake and was just yelling to everybody, "We got a birthday! We got a birthday!" And then she belted out the most beautiful happy birthday I've ever heard in my entire life. The lyrics were the happy birthday song, but the way that she sang it was different, and it was great. And now I just kind of want to be in a lounge on my birthday and see if I can get the same treatment.
How did they find out it was her birthday?
I think they might have seen it when they checked in and stuff. Yeah. But I mean, they treated that person so great the entire time, and I was very impressed with the level of service there.
Okay.
And it was nice to see airport employees legitimately having a good time, because I gotta say, sometimes when you check out at a place, they're just throwing your gum at you and just being like, "Get out of here."
Yeah.
Don't care about you.
It is nice when I go to a bar on my birthday and the bouncer checks my ID and goes, "Oh, happy birthday." It's like, hey, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Should we do wish list items?
Let's do some wish list items.
Do you want to start or me?
I'll start.
Okay.
We've been having this conversation about shirts for summer, right? We had Dylan on last week who was seeking a his kind of his party shirt. I just talked to him pre-pod. He said he went for the marine layer one.
Okay.
And then he also had to cop a Howler Brothers release that we did not talk about. We just did our spring drop of our University of Texas collaboration, and he went for the Guayabera from that little collection.
Congrats to you guys, because that sold out before I even clicked through on the email.
Yes. That was a popular one. Still available at the shops in Austin, though. By the way, if you need to slide through and check one out,
I have to slide through.
Anyways, MF Pen, a brand that we talked about recently, due to their very hot fireman clasp jacket, is also making waves with their shirting. And I came across this short sleeve number, which is, I think, kind of just the right amount of slutty. It's got a nice little drape to it, and a very cool texture. I'm all about texture this summer. You know
what I like?
Look at this thing.
I like this shirt. I'm on that exact photo on my screen right now. It's zoomed in.
It's a little bit of it's a cotton linen blend, which is nice.
Can you zoom in on the bottom left corner of that photo, please?
The texture one?
Yeah,
sure.
Is that a pocket I see?
It is. Yes.
You can't really tell that from the other photos.
This shirt does have pockets on the bottom on the exterior.
Oh yeah, very much more evident on the other side in the other photo.
Yeah. Which I think is cool too. I think sometimes I have an issue with black button-ups, where I feel like it looks too industry. It kind of looks like you're working at a restaurant or a bar a little bit.
Oh, I was hoping that you were meaning industry, like
the show industry,
the HBO Max show.
I'm in the club doing Gator Tails.
Yeah. Or you're doing deals at your desk.
But I feel like this one's doing enough to where you don't get that vibe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to look like a waiter in this shirt?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I have one shirt that is in this realm, but it's a black seersucker shirt, and I have found that it is a great last minute. Oh shit! I need a shirt that's not a polo or a t-shirt right now, and it has served me so well because it goes with everything, and I toss that thing on all the time. But I like this one a lot. Big fan.
I also want to drop a little imminent cop on y'all right quick. I feel like everybody, we're still doing as evidenced in this MF Pen photo, we're doing the tank under the shirt. And I picked up one of these premium ribbed tanks from Abercrombie, which are going for the low price of $25. Actually, wait, shit. This is not the right one. Hang on. Hang tight. No, yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is the one. These are awesome. These are really, really good, especially for the price. They feel awesome. Okay. They're super soft. The fit's good. A bunch of nice kind of earthy colors and neutrals. So if you want to, if you're looking for a way to maybe upgrade slightly from the classic wife pleaser that everybody does, this is a really good, inexpensive option that I will vouch for. And if I end up with this MF Pen shirt, you might see me pairing these two things together.
I'd be a fan of that.
Yeah.
I'd be a fan of that.
What you got for us?
Well, It's Sphere season.
You got to be you.
I'm going to the final weekend of the Sphere for Dead & Company. Saw this shirt the other day. It's been in my saved Instagram stuff for a long time now. I think I'm just going to do it.
Okay.
It's a $33 Jerry Garcia shirt. I've been really into like the kind of hand sketch stuff lately, especially this kind of style. And I just think it's a cool shirt. The giant graphic on it is different than what you see. Like they really maxed out the printable area on the shirt.
They did. Yes.
And I don't know. I just think it's kind of cool. One thing that has truly become like a weird obsession of mine with the Dead stuff is the old t-shirts and things like that. And then finding people who are still making stuff is also really cool. And I just think this one's kind of a good.
What does Crazy Fingers refer to?
Well, Jerry Garcia lost his middle finger in an accident as a kid.
Okay.
I don't remember if it was a fishing accident or something, but he lost his middle finger. And so, I mean, he plays with a pick, so like it doesn't really affect anything. I don't actually know if Crazy Fingers has.
He got them Crazy Fingers.
No, it's a Dead song. It's not one that they play live like hardly ever, and it's not one that I listen to. But it's a Dead song, so I think they were just doing a little play on words there.
This kind of has a little bit of an online ceramics vibe.
Yeah,
to me.
Yeah, the online ceramic stuff is interesting. Like they've got some cool shirts, but I don't know. I don't want to say this because I feel like it's mean, but I kind of feel like people at the shows when you see someone in an online ceramic shirt, I think people like judge you a little bit. They're like, oh, they got the shirt that like everyone knows about. Like, and it's the most noticeable.
You think it's like a giveaway that you're like a new fan?
I guess it might be, but like, I still think their stuff is really cool.
Yeah.
But like, I don't like the way unfortunately, I don't like the way their shirts fit. They fit, it's not my favorite blank. And so it makes it harder to do stuff.
Yeah.
There's a really funny shirt in their new collection. If you go down, I'll stop you. You have to go past the Penguin Band Books shirts.
Okay.
But this shirt really makes me laugh. Okay. We're close. There it is. Go up, left side. Yep. You know how they have buffets in Vegas?
Mm-hmm,
well, this shirt is it just says all you can eat on the back and has a buffet tray full of magic mushrooms. And then on the front of the shirt, it says
what you saw in Vegas, what I saw in Vegas. Okay. So this is straight up Sphere. This is Sphere talk.
I guess, yeah. It looks a lot like it, but it's just like but they've now separated. The two guys that started online ceramics.
That's right.
One left to go do his own thing, and then the other guy's handling everything now. I did get their coffee table book about the history of the brand and how it started, and it's a really cool coffee table book if that's an area of things that you're interested in. I'll probably buy something from their collection before the end of the year, as long as it's still in stock. But I don't know. I got enough shit.
What's Easy Sevens, Will?
I don't know.
Houston, Texas.
Do you need this?
Maybe.
What is Easy Sevens?
Guitar music. Easy Sevens guitar music? Listening House Records. I don't know. I'm going to have to look this up. I'm going to have to figure this out.
It says Easy 7 is a famous skate spot located in Houston, Texas.
Okay. All right.
It's easily recognized by the large amount of graffiti and drainage ditch. Okay.
The more you know.
Dude, that's kind of on brand for retail therapy. A little local skateboard collab with a cool brand. I need to know what the skate park looks like now. Oh, yeah. Man, I'll have to go rip it next time I'm in town.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Hit the blue. What was the blue dot? No, that's a furniture company. What was the golf course you just played?
Oh, Blue Jack.
Blue Jack.
Yeah.
Hit Blue Jack and then Easy Sevens on your way up.
No one is going from Blue Jack to the skate park. I would be the first person to ever do that.
Yeah.
I'd probably be just as sweaty at the skate park as I would be, and beaten up. I can't feel my arms right now after playing too much golf. Oh. Where's the Watonga skate park? Or where's Watonga? Is that a place?
No idea.
Okay.
Is that supposed to be in Houston too?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not up on my Houston skate parks, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's too bad. Let's go get bullied by some cool teens there.
Alrighty.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.